Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Stasis Bone Totem, where somehow we just keep getting deeper and deeper into the nightmare.
Clean room sterilization system active.
I shouldn't mess with this, right? And we have some biology, but I don't like... you know what? There's a room to explore. Let's not mess with this yet, at the very least. We'll come back. There is at least one more scene transition to step across here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's really pretty down here, in a way that things mostly have not been.
Kane's reign.
Is that... Oh, are they?
I do not like this.
They were vivisected.
And displayed, I imagine.
Where are we?
You are in hell. We all are.
Okay, so I didn't see all of the rib cages when I said it was pretty in a way that other places haven't been, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm hardly even moved by stuff like this anymore, so... Anyway, pneumatic supports hold the upper lab aloft while growing flora slowly obtrudes around the structure's toes. See, I was talking about all the, the bioluminescence and the floating blue lights and the... It's pretty. It's also leaking a lot, which is bad. The source of bioluminescence appears to be grass-like growths that accompany the larger fungal flora, emitting a vibrant blue light when submerged in darkness. Interesting. A lot of fungal flora around here, so we may get some use out of that stuff after all. The bioluminescent fungi have seeped under the steel walkway, illuminating the wiring and piping laid beneath. Alright, I guess let's go see what's with this body. The flesh and organs of this body have mostly sloughed away. A nest of freshly torn skin and fibrous muscle have been torn out and stretched taut against the obelisk, as if to coax the rock and absorb the remains. That's a weird way to read that. Here we have some kind of big glyph. The glyph, morbidly embellished with drying rivulets of blood, depicts abstract symbols that defy easy translation. We've seen kind of a lot of that around here so far. Two massive lintels stand above the three obelisks, meeting at one end. Adorned between them hangs a network of meat, shredded organs, and rent skin, altogether a ghastly membranous canopy. Oh, see, I did not understand that was what we were seeing here. The text is good. The descriptive text helps with really comprehending the horror. And here we have an archaeological grid sitting above an excavated mass grave, cradling hundreds of skeletal remains, heaped in mounds like ostial anthills. The necrotic mounds are partially submerged in a layer of fungal growth and bioluminescent glitter. Again, pretty. As far as ostial anthills go, I do think it's pretty. Okay. The floodlight illuminates the bismuthian rock faces, the rocky surface glittering as it basks in the glow. And we've got a mobile science lab here, making chemistry accessible to field employees. Okay, so throw something in the receptacle to do something. We could probably make some thermite, right? We were given a recipe for making thermite that I don't remember exactly what it involved. But I bet that is what this is for. Out from the sightless void below tumble howling winds, carrying with them odors of sea salt and wet mud. And here we have, I guess it's a human body. This body is mostly intact, relatively speaking at least, having lost the least to whatever caused this macabre butchery. The gut has been rent open without care, the intestinal tubes removed and festooned upon the stone obelisk. Fun. Alright, are there any other interactables around here? I'm not allowed to walk through the crunchy area. A heavy tarp hangs down in an attempt to protect machinery from particulates and spores, though the tarp itself has slowly begun to host its own colony of creeping growth. And over here, further still. Huh, security cameras. A hefty pile of building supplies lies dormant. The looming, quiet, and vacant activity provides ample evidence that any construction projects would have been hastily abandoned. Well, what have we here?
Security system, looks like, overlooking the site below.
They must have recorded everything.
I wonder how much footage there is. Review footage may not be a useful task. Oh, in fact, I cannot even click that button. I can pick up this wrench, though. Now I can click. Last motion replay. So we have some corrupted archives. Oh, that's humanoid. I'm totally going to click enhance, but I kind of want to see... Okay, we're looping. Wow, that was some powerful enhancing. Okay, but it can only do it to individual frames. So it's definitely a human person. Okay, they're walking out across this thing. Huh. That's less human. I don't know what the hell to make of that. Hold on. I'm going to try to... I'm trying to catch... There's something else going on here. So that's... It looks like white skin wearing blue. Is that the same as the terrifying thing? Ah, we got a face. Okay, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be super useful, but we'll take a screenshot. And we have a very clear indication that that is not a person who's in the base logs. Yeah, I don't know. The order of these frames doesn't really make a ton of sense either. If you think about it, because it's like... Corbin was moving this way, then the blue person was moving this way, then all of a sudden Corbin's over here, then this thing, and it's... I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. The decomposing trio of bodies here hang skewered upon the palisades. They dangle limply over the precipice of the giant wall, like mice impaled on thorns by hunting shrikes. Why would there even be a spiky palisade here? Like, this is such a strange bit of construction. The pillar of geometric stone shimmers in the dull glow of electric lights. The patterns that emboss its surface seem both too chaotic and alien to be artificial, and too intricate to be extravagant, or to be natural. Too intricate to be extravagant? That's a weird way of wording that. The archaic wooden walkway croaks and shifts as you traverse over it, each creak harboring the treacherous potential of a ruinous snap. Okay, this is the right from the security perspective.
Never seen anything like this.
Me either. It's not like any culture on the surface.
It predates Western civilization.
At the bottom of the ocean?
It was not always at the bottom.
Huh. A small glass pod, like a basket elevator of sorts, hangs suspended from a cable running down from the carved hand looming above. Its state-of-the-art form is out of place in this chamber. Of course we can go deeper. Why wouldn't we go deeper? Multitudinal stone hands emerge from the circular walls in a spiral pattern, descending downward into the black depths, bringing to mind a throng of prisoners reaching through bars to grasp at morsels. Who's hungry? We have some struts here. Large wooden supports radiate out from the walkway, stretching out to the far reaches of the pit, the likely reason as to how the platform has remained intact, despite its deterioration. Okay, so these are just supports. I was like, they're not going to make me walk out there, are they? And no, indeed, we cannot even walk out there. Okay, good. I'm glad. Let's just do this thing, which seems like a... Oh, no, I can't actually walk across this either. I thought this was a connection. Well, what is even the point of this platform if... Yeah, weird. Okay, well... I found a wrench. Does anybody need a wrench? What if I just whack this old ship's bow with a wrench? That'll show it who's boss. No, I definitely need to get this disconnected somehow. And you're still stuck in who knows, like there's a lot of stuff going on here. All right. Back to you. There's nothing else around here to actually interact with. Here we have another lab structure connected to the larger facility beyond. By the entrance is a computer terminal placed atop a canister, its screen displaying some form of information. And a motor or winch of some variety is nestled between the lab entrance and the sculpture's upper arm. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, we're still logged in as Corbin. Did that work? Well, the task is no longer available. Okay, that's still very broken. It doesn't look like... I mean, I doubt Moses has the manual dexterity to interact with that anyway, right? This is going to require... I don't even know what. Alright.
This door won't budge. Its gears are locked tight. The gears are metal. And metal can be moved by magnets.
Okay. That was a hint for a thing that I definitely cannot even do yet. We still have access to the brain, right? Yeah, we have this. And I never did figure out what to do with this. But it's definitely not the organic sampler. Yeah. So in theory, we have a brain that is just like emitting some kind of gross fluid. No idea what to do with that. We have this thing that I do not know what to do with. We have an inventory tag that I don't know how to make sense of. We have the security terminal where all it does is let us make a noise in the artifact storage chamber. That's just a PDA. That's just a thing to look at. I I mean, this sure doesn't look like it's giving us any actual useful information. Alright. Sorry. Menu's not what I want. I wanted access to our PDA. Did we... Where was that thing about the recipe for thermite? Was it in a log? Because my guess is we need to try to put together our, put together a cutting tool here. But I don't remember where we saw that. Okay. We can also just do the we can just try to force it, right? Like, it won't put in things that aren't right. No reaction template found. But I thought I remembered aluminum being part of the recipe. This is iron. No, iron's not useful. I don't think we're likely to... Yeah, none of this other stuff is gonna help. Alright. It was last episode, right? So it can't be... I'm pretty sure it was last episode that we saw the directions for making thermite, so it can't be very far away.
Clean room sterilization system active. Insert biological sample for decontamination database.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked on her instead of just popping up her inventory. But actually, what I think I want to do is... I want to see if this thing will accept the scrubber. I wouldn't imagine... Like, it's whatever it is, it's the organic sampler is the thing, right? We're gonna gather biological enzyme dispersing system. Yeah, it wants something presented in like a syringe. So we're gonna have to sample something with this.
Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress. No foreign contaminants found.
Yeah. Okay. And this is going to have to be opened somewhere else. Oh, that terminal did...
Hey, damn it all.
This was that door.
God. They look almost
Melted?
partially digested.
I don't know. I just assumed in my head, it made sense to me that he'd be opening a door for one of the others from like a game design perspective. But I guess we know that we're at Omega Base, right? It's... Boy, something's going on here. Alright, well, that's some material, alright.
Adding sample genetics to database. Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress. Clean room sterilization system active. Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress.
I was kind of hoping it would just, you know, like, clear out this room for us. But apparently not. Well, you know. Okay, I've added that sample. I guess we can't take the sample again. In fact, there is nothing to do here. Alright, well. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would just, like, melt us a path through that room.
Clean room sterilization system active.
And I'm not allowed to tell it to... I'm not allowed to add another sample or anything, so...
Decontamination protocols usually flood a room with liquid nitrogen. If I could trigger it and seize up the system, hell, I could pretty much shatter anything in here.
Okay. Trigger it and seize up the system. Can I close this door? No, there's no interaction here available at all. Do I have another...
Sterilization system active.
Okay, yes, I do have another interaction point up here. Okay, so now...
Liquid nitrogen overload.
Would seem like you would not want to be in there. Just give that a second to do what it does. Although I guess we might be missing a fun death cinematic. Okay. There we go. We just had to convince it to do its job. Holy crow.
Kane's rain.
Are those bodies? It's a creature made of bodies?
I do not like this.
This place. It's just a descent into madness.
You are beginning to understand.
Okay. The pillar of floral cartilage enthroned atop a pedestal stands draped in a crown of mist. A malodor of dirt and fecal matter rolls off from it as gangrenous bile seeps from its dew-drenched form. Grand. You know, the good news is it doesn't look like the limbs can reach out very far. And there is probably no way to get it to stop doing that. The cabbage patch of nightmarish and distended bulbs warble and shudder as they grow from a carpet of creeping flesh. Maw-like orifices ringed with toothed protrusions stand agape as if primed to slam shut on any wandering appendage. Yeah, let's be careful about those just in case. I can't believe the liquid nitrogen didn't, you know, I guess it cut in as far as it could. This cluster of nightmarish thorned sprouts pushed their way out from behind a specimen container, their engorged mass subtly throbbing. Well, at least it's subtle. This here is that container, I suppose. This specimen container was intended to hold a variety of plants for study. This one is empty, but a spattering of dried stains reveals it's held its share of verdant samples. Human soup! Below the cloud of mist lie dozens of knock-kneed, spongy forms, half-digested corpses, their jellied meat dissolved and congealed into a carpet of steaming biomass porridge. A rich aroma of decaying fruit wafts upward, pushing your stomach to the verge of revolt. Yeah, cool, great. What's going on with this microscope? Let's just play with this. This seems like an appropriate moment. Okay, so if we had something interesting to look at under a microscope, I mean... No, okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, I don't think we have whatever we're going to need for this. Let's just check out somebody's computer while that thing squidges behind us. Sure, sure. Right, goes without saying. Of course, you'd want a picture of that. Can you imagine the stuff they didn't keep? It does feel like none of the images on any of these computers really make sense. Okay, well... Huh. Hard to say any of this is necessarily going to be, you know, useful. That said, I'm going to take a picture of this one because it does have like an importance highlight. Who knows? Maybe that'll be useful. I didn't look at messages. Spam. Choka lies. People, do you want the truth about the Transcendence chip? The church says the device will let you live on in the Nexus, but that's not true. Don't be fooled by their lies. Protect yourself and your body from Kane's deceit. Yellow Leaf always. Yellow Leaf forever. How would spam even get into this system? There's no way we're connected to, like, the broader internet, right? Take that. It's a less pleasant wallpaper. Deal with that. An anxious electronic purr radiates from a pair of seed trays. The whir of fans exerting themselves against the room's oppressive heat to protect the germinating specimens within. Yeah, I don't know that they need protecting exactly.
This is beyond horrible.
I'm afraid there are worse sights to come.
I definitely can't get out here. This preparation and observation room probably provides a welcome relief from the moist heat permeating its adjacent lab. A door that exits to the rear of the Omega Lab and to the pod is tantalizingly close. Peeled formations creep across the floor, reminiscent of centipede-like plants. The remains of an excoriated chest are cradled by a mob of restless finger-like protrusions that block the doorway. Let me see how close to this I can get. Ew. We gotta walk around the long, slow way, huh? There's a sealed door up there.
Highly toxic atmosphere detected. Proceed with caution.
What is it?
Looks like spores coming off this thing.
Highly volatile, I'm afraid. You should stay clear. Or find a way to purge the air.
I'd purge this whole fucking place if I could.
Language, Mac.
Well, this is antifungal, right? Maybe we can just kill the structures that are producing the spores? Do I have interaction circles here? Not really. So maybe I need to use this. Maybe we need to find like a breathing apparatus. I'm assuming this is going to be a death. I'm going to press it though. We're collecting deaths. Well, okay, that's more like it. For all of y'all who did not find that to be a pleasant experience, I apologize for wishing that into being during the last episode. Oh, what do we have here? Well, we almost missed this. I don't know what to make of it, but... A1. I think that's... There's something up here. Oh, you can walk around the back of this. Yo, that is very unclear. Okay, so there's a doorway that I would definitely have missed if not for the call out the interactable symbol or system. The bulkhead door has been left ajar by someone or something unashamed by the death left discarded in the connecting room. Yeah, worrying. There are rats on the floor here, though, and that suggests to me that there are probably not hostile animals in this place. Rats are survivors. They know how to be away from danger. The storage tubes inject the sleeper into a sealed pod, allowing for claustrophobic isolation. Claustrophobic isolation from the clamor of work and machinery. A screen nearby displays the biometrics of the pods in use. Yeah, how's that? The life support system is fucked, actually. Oh my. Okay, so these are not interactable. Well, let me take a quick screenshot of that. That's interesting, at least. Oh, inventory tag. Cool. This body was embalmed for long-term storage, most likely to prevent decomposition. Fungal growth writhes from within the corpse, slowly converting flesh into yeasty mush while emitting an odor of spicy coriander.
You gotta be kidding me.
More of that plant-like growth. This is horrid.
Plants should not grow like this.
The containment is quite volatile, yes.
But what is it? Something native to this undersea environment?
Precisely. Completely indigenous.
They were using embalming fluid.
Maybe trying to stop the spread of it. Careful, that stuff burns hot.
Well, I mean, that does kind of make me want to just try the lighter on it. Was that not an interaction? Okay, we only have one interaction zone. There were all those little flashes when we first stepped in here. Nope, not allowed to just start a fire on it. Well, it is fungus. Nope, okay. So, the fuel inside a flick lighter is not what you need for an acetylene torch, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to science a functional charge. I wouldn't think. We should check, but I'm pretty sure they don't use the same kind of fuel. It just strikes me that I didn't check. Okay. That makes sense to me, that does not work. So we're gonna have to figure out, I mean... Yeah, it's a hazard, it's dangerous. We don't really have anything for it, then. Sealed entrance. Fire suppression subsystem active. Hold on, what was the other? Oxygen scrubbers active. Okay, well. Alright, let's try to reproduce this on Moses' side, because these are definitely the 5 symbols on that terminal. And it's the one out in the hall here, right? Not this one, that's the microphone computer, but this one. Okay, let me just grab that screenshot real quick. Okay, so these two are lit up, these two are lit up. This one. There we go.
Alert. Atmosphere flush complete.
Atmosphere reduced administration losses.
Okay, helpful. I have no idea why the morgue computers would have that layout on them, but okay, whatever, it worked. So we have here a PDA. An operating table lies under surgical lamps, barren but for smears of ash spattered over its Spartan surface. We can hear creature, of course. This state-of-the-art imager is used to construct holographic impressions of patients. However, it is prohibited in most facilities due to the immense amount of magnetic energy it delivers, which has been known to bend and yank entire bulkheads from their housing. Oh, that seems useful. Ugh, take a look. Oh, this is a picture of... What? Is that a human body there? Or it looks too big, right? I don't... I'm not even sure what the thing is that we're taking a look at. A pair of charred corpses lie crumpled on the floor, a stifling odor of rot and advanced decay wafting upward. A couple of fingers have snapped off on the nearest body, while its remaining hand is frozen in a clasp. Maybe they just look kind of big because, you know, Moses is kind of small. Huh. Melted rapid expanding foam canister. Charlie has a smaller one of these under her bed. Yep, that's I'm sure what that is. What do you have here, friend? A breast pump. It does in fact have a really weird straw. Good eye, Moses. Well, that maybe would not have been my first concern in this time and place, but you know, people got priorities. This canister has been torn open by shrapnel. Its contents exploded outward and over the room, draping it in sheets of a finely powdered chemical. Probably not great for human exposure, honestly. The storage boxes appear dilapidated, though more recent damage hints at containers that have been pried open and pilfered. And over here we have somebody's PDA. The privacy curtain is coated in cinders, bearing a beard of prickly cremation dust. Alright, let me have a look at this imager. Okay, well, I do not really know how to make sense of this. Caution, magnetic resonance device should not be removed from this housing. Well, I'm gonna need it. Oh, here's an A. So, ACBD. It sure looks like that diagram is probably helpful. So if we assume that the start is supposed to be the A, right across from it you would have the C. No? It's not as simple as all that, I guess. Because they tried to do it in that orientation first. Maybe this isn't C. I was just kind of assuming that it would be A, B, C, D, or the other way around. And if we do this in the order that it's written on the thing there... Huh. Okay, just one of the stickers is a liar and the other one is telling the truth, and you just gotta try both of them. Okay, well, now we have a magnetic resonance device, which is certainly going to have some utility. Celaya, Priestess 9. Here we go again. After the initial shock, it's a wild ride of laughter, tears, and cravings. I'm a lousy parent. Why does Cain keep blessing me with children? Message to Liza Simpson. A thought occurred to me as the Cain Day celebrations came to a close. Patient 818386's fog of memories is like an amniotic fluid. He will be reborn and transformed by new knowledge, not unlike our glorious father Cain. As I pondered this, a minor quake shook the mule. No one was hurt. Could this mean that he is a crucial step toward true ascension beyond the Nexus? I don't want to presume too much, but the area isn't prone to tectonic activity, and no one can explain what caused the quake. I had a yucca shake an hour ago, and now I'm literally crying from the pain. Oh, I never suffered from acid reflux before this pregnancy, and now I'm wondering what other surprises may be in store. Is this a gift? If this is a gift, then why does it feel like my body is rebelling? An encrypted message to the Choka board. Exalted Father on high, I received some interesting information from one of the staff, a Dr. Liza Simpson, who approached me to discuss 818386, afflicted with an unknown ailment. For brevity, I have included a report written up by Dr. Hairfest, who was brought in to study the patient. In summary, it posits that 818386 has somehow inherited the memories. Dr. Simpson claims to have confirmed these reports personally. If there is even a shred of truth in all this, developing the means to transpose memories would have tremendous implications for the Church. It could pave the way the path to extending the lives of our venerable members and representatives, and revolutionize how we teach and raise those within the Kane family. I recommend that this research be prioritized, but we will proceed as you deem fit. Today at lunch, Yvette asked me if I was planning a baby moon. I pretended to be above such indulgences, but really I would love some time to get comfortable with the reality of this child. A report excerpt for eyes only. Prepared by Dr. Hairfest and Anne Clara Daniels. Closer inspection of the microbial infection growing in patient 818386's brain revealed a wedge-shaped object planted between C1 and C2. The thing is crudely manufactured, but the initial infection has spread from its piercing tip. I have liaised with Baron, and we are at loggerheads over how to proceed with this heretical matter. Our debates are made more challenging by my uncle's obvious glee at my condition. He always seems happier than I am about my fruitfulness, worthy of a priestess of Cain, and he uses praise to avoid responding to my arguments. What am I to him, really? What am I to Cain? Compounding my heterodox nightmare, the archaeology department reported that the cover stone that had been placed over the recovered human remains was carved at least 2,000 years before their death. The timeline of human achievement canonized by the Church does not permit for such an aberration. Were it not for the potential significance of PS-139, I would have shut this entire operation down a long time ago. Okay, so that gives us a little bit more information about how exactly the Church and the corporation sort of dovetail their responsibility. Liza is now a participant in the dream along with 818386. She's been screaming for 7 days straight. I'm not sure if they are screams of ecstasy or pain, but I can't help envying the intensity of her experience. Really, though? I can feel the iron hold of the incarcerator tighten as I struggle to free myself from its gestating grip. I wish to visit the Mother's Shrine on my next shore leave, but first I must repent for these thoughts. To Corbin. Corbin, I've received multiple reports of staff suffering from hallucinations similar to what we've observed in 818386. We are not prepared for an outbreak. I recommend that high-security containment and quarantine procedures be enacted immediately, at least until we have a better understanding of the microbe. You are instructed to bypass Baron and have the team organized by Choka directly. Despite the quarantine, an aerosolized form of PS-139 has spread throughout the facility. Is this the work of Yellowleaf? We've locked down this mule quadrant as best we can. Dr. Moon managed to get the air filtration working. Then she said her oculars were glitching, and she needed a special tool from her office. I haven't seen her since. It's harder to imagine this as a divine gift when the corridors are filled with screams. I've started seeing things. Slivers of others' memories, flashes of violence. I've seen what the infection is doing to some of my colleagues, and I dread succumbing to it. Security is attempting to control the situation, but failing. I alerted corporate earlier today, and they assured me they'd send help. I can only pray to Father and Mother that they get here soon. Cain be with us. By the Mother, the security teams are killing everyone. Oh, the order must have come from Baron. Damn you, Corbin. By the grace of Cain, I've managed to hide, but I hear gunshots echoing through the halls. Glory to the Mother who protected and guided us as we took to the stars. Reverence to the Mother from whose womb His Holiness was reborn. Supplication to the Mother whose flesh sustains us and keeps us pure of soul. Exhortation to the Newman who will guide us to paradise. Huh. Priestess seems to be a pretty high clearance role around here. Oh yeah, that's just... Just an image of someone. Something. Who knows what. Alright, so we can perhaps pull back the rods on this door device. This thing's gonna need to be powered, huh? Do I feel like I have anything that could give it a shock? Maybe? No. Yeah, I still don't really know what this does, but it doesn't matter until we have the thing off the door. So we're gonna need something that's capable of giving this like a blast of electricity, right? Okay. One problem solved at a time. Yeah, I don't really... Melted rapid expanding foam canister. What on earth would we do with this? Let me have the other people look at it. Potentially useful, but God alive, the stench of burned plasteel is horrendous. I'm more afraid of carrying this in our inventory than the explosives. If this ruptures, it'll flash expand into a plump Thanksgiving turkey. Oh, you know what? I haven't even checked this whole area yet. I got distracted. What on earth is this? Was this built for some kind of cruel, inhuman experiment? Mac has just never seen one before. What does Charlie think of them? And we're lucky that the valve melted in a way to keep the contents inside. We'll need to find a way to replace the valve before we can use this. A human breast nursed that ungodly beast that was birthed from the vat. Maybe the milk's hormones could be used to lure it someplace. Oh. Interesting. Alright, hold on. So let's just have a quick look, because I didn't actually step inside this room here.
More bodies here. In bags. Stacked this time.
For disposal. Kane security forces.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we kind of do, right? The Spartan shower construction bears the signature crude simplicity of prefabricated facilities. Nearly a dozen body bags have been lined along the shower ductboards, showing a level of care that contrasts sharply with the more chaotic and indulgent scenes of violence so far encountered. Doesn't look like there's anything terribly useful in here. A pair of brutalist prefab sinks, the metal stained and discolored by use. Next to, a toilet bowl which has been fouled by dark, cloudy fluids, the acrid stench and lumpy consistency suggesting the remains of a voided stomach. Gross. The shower room is silent but for the hum of fans and the occasional drip from a leaking shower. The body bags thankfully limit the fetor of death to the rusty tang of dried blood. Yeah, there's not any, interactables in here. Okay, well... maybe the smell of milk in this breast pump is enough to... We can certainly give it a shot, right? Nope. I can't... You wouldn't be able to use it on the... Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna go look, but... that body's gotta be way too far gone. Still interactable, but no interaction symbols. Like the screen is still here, but there's no pings, so... I was really hoping it wasn't going to be so just extract some milk from that corpse, and then... Is the imager... The imager is technically still interactable, but not really. Okay, so... Yeah, I do think that this room has sort of given up everything it's going to give us. Yeah, looking at these things that we have in our inventory, it's hard to imagine what we're going to do with them. We need to fix the valve before we can do anything with this. But I certainly don't have anything to fix a valve with. Yeah, there's definitely no other interaction symbols here. None of this stuff seems helpful, at least not immediately. It is interesting that we kept the inventory tag, so it'll be useful again at some point. Alright, let's head back down here. We still have access to a pretty large amount of space with Mac. Alright, we definitely can't go that way. We definitely don't have anything that I would need to examine under a microscope. We can still run all the way back out here. We have access to that mobile chemistry set. So once we put the right stuff in the receptacle, it'll just go. Oh, apparently it wanted that. I'm just going to click every item in our inventory on this real quick, just to see, you know. None of these are going to go in. That wouldn't really make a ton of sense. Yeah, we know this has a different purpose, and we certainly don't have... Okay. So apparently I am not to use the fungus stuff directly. I am supposed to mix it with something in some kind of way. I'm feeling a little stuck here. I'm feeling a little uncertain how to proceed. We have access to kind of a large amount of space with a couple of our people and just a large amount of objects, and so it's tricky to even know what is Charlie able to... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just call it here for the moment. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I will have taken one more look around with everybody, just kind of like make sense of it all in our heads. I might, we have access to a large enough number of objects now that it might be useful to me to write down each thing we can interact with and what it seems like it might want. And then we can approach this in a more systematic way. So come back next time for that. We'll just systematize the horror. That'll make it better. And we'll see you then.